Oh my gosh. We are not talking about that.
Oh.
We have to keep it G-rated.
Why? Kids watch this?
Because I G-rated.
I got number woman in my screenshots.
Wow.
Y'all want to discuss any of them?
No.
What, do y'all have a topic you want to talk about?
Women.
Women.
What about
women?
I'm talking open book right now. I'm an open book.
I don't
right
even
now.
want to talk about it. I'm just playing. I would have been funny. I don't have
Okay.
anything I want to talk about.
Well, I have something.
Go ahead. Anything, Courtney. Go ask away.
Let's talk about mending relationships. And what it requires to, like, fix trust once it's broken. Is it possible?
The verdict is still out.
I never fixed trust before. I never trusted before.
You never trusted before.
Mm-hmm.
So how have you had successful relationships without trust?
Right.
I've never had a successful relationship. Obviously.
God.
That's not funny. No, I'm saying only successful relationship you have is one. I mean, you're done.
Right, Courtney. What did you get?
right or wrong.
Right.
I mean, if you had a successful relationship, you'd be still in it.
I don't agree with that.
What?
I don't agree with
A
that.
good stint? I had a good stint. Shaman, you had a good stint, right? We had a good stint.
So what's the longest relationship? Is that what you want?
It's the longest
Maybe
you had,
let me define successful
What's
relationship. The longest?
Yeah.
Like an official relationship, but like
Yes, official one.
Right, because it be all kind of levels to this shit.
No, official one. I'm talking about that shit was on Facebook or something like that. It was official.
Been on Facebook
like
somewhere?
2.5 years.
See what I'm saying? Was that successful in your opinion?
It was. I feel like it had its purpose.
Oh, well, shit.
You talking about successful?
All of them were successful. They all had a purpose.
Oh, yeah.
If I wouldn't have had the first wife, I wouldn't be right to the second one. They had its purpose.
Right. You would
Success.
be here with me.
I mean, oh my God. We could. I can't even have no conversation.
I'm saying. Let's get into the shit, Carter.
Okay, I quit.
I feel like you can have successful relationships without still being with the person. Like, I have people that I've dated that I'm still, like, really good friends with.
Oh, that's true.
But we just not relationship material. And I feel like that's still a successful relationship.
I agree with that.
I got me and Brandy one of them.
So we'll be considered successful because
we're successful.
And so we were talking about trust in these relationships. So you say you never trust anybody.
I don't know if
How do you have friends and you don't trust them?
But we not have friend trust. He's talking about like relationship trust.
Yeah, I'm talking about like that.
So cheating. Basically. So why don't you trust them?
I expect them to cheat. So when they cheat, because I cheat probably. I always cheated, so I don't really know that could really be it.
I'm so mad at the way he said that.
Like he confused. Duh. If you cheat on me, I'm gonna cheat on you. Like,
and that really bothers me because like men, they exert like y'all hold.
Women do it. Women hoes too.
I'm not.
Well, I'm just respectfully, just like you said, men are hoes, women are hoes too. I've cheated with a lot of women who were married to other men who they were cheating on.
All right, so you made women look like hoes. Okay, back to you. Everybody already knew that.
You don't think women cheat, right?
Yeah, I do.
No,
I would cheat on you if you cheat on me. I know for a fact they do.
But I feel like there are good men and good women who don't cheat.
I'm just saying, people cheat. I was married, I cheated.
Do I have a fairy tale idea of relationships?
Yeah, like her idea. So y'all almost can't even have a conversation. Y'all don't even have the same, like, the perfect relationship.
No, my husband's not gonna cheat on me, and I'm not gonna cheat on him. He gonna cheat on me.
I think gonna be banging somebody out the night of their marriage.
He gonna cheat.
Would you leave if you cheat?
Oh,
let's get to this shit. Hold on, Courtney.
Let's go tonight, Courtney.
Oh my
goodness. Like, what kind of man you want, though? What kind of man? You can't go get some, like, honestly, I think, not saying all alpha type of men cheat, first of all. Some men don't cheat.
Well, use a different word to categorize.
Some men don't cheat. We're going to just say some men don't cheat.
But don't categorize them by Greeks, though.
Not Greeks.
He said alpha man, like, you know. Not.
The fuck? Need some category by Greeks?
What? Okay, but now I get it. Okay.
We're not talking about alpha. We're talking about alpha male.
The Ezekiel.
Hey, you don't lie, yeah.
It's not live though, so this can be edited out.
Oh my gosh!
Half this video ain't gonna be able to make it.
I am no Z killers for us.
You want some more tea?
Regular tea.
It is regular tea.
Why y'all so goofy right now? This is like a bad.
You are
Hey,
hilarious.
hold up.
Oh my
Let's
god!
go back to your fantasy of men don't cheat. So
My fantasy.
Here we go. Since you want to talk, Courtney, let's talk.
I think life
Hey,
probably go cheat.
you have a boyfriend right now, Courtney?
I'm dating someone.
So you have like a boyfriend?
Not officially.
Oh, all right, cool. When you dating someone, if he was having sex with somebody, is that considered cheat? I don't know what dating means.
Not
once you've been married, you're just confused.
If we've had that conversation about like we exclusively dating each other,
So y'all exclusively dating?
we haven't had that conversation.
All right.
I'm down with the limits and the boundaries. Keep it all very clear.
You're exclusively dating somebody, Brandy?
No.
I just can't believe y'all think I'm gonna get cheated on.
No, I'm just.
How you gonna speak that on my life? Y'all some dumb.
No, I think that the majority of people cheat. Like 90% of people cheat.
I'm
just saying, just from my daily interaction, like everybody got like a side person that tell you all the time. Like everybody cheating.
Not my. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that because then somebody might watch this and be like, "Ooh, I could cheat on her, and she's still gonna be there."
Would you leave y'all if you cheated?
I don't know.
Is sex that important?
What do you mean is sex that important?
Really
You're having sex with somebody else.
Is him having sex with somebody else that
I
important?
feel like it's bigger than self. It's like an idea of self-control and respect.
No,
like if you go have
shit.
sex with somebody else, then
If that's
you
my
don't
dick, it
respect
can't touch
me.
nobody. Fuck that shit. You fuck that hoe. Fuck you.
What?
I'm not like
What the hell?
no, sex is that big to me. Like you're not about to have sex with nobody else if you with me. Like I'm not dealing with that shit.
So it's like a relationship killer.
No.
Exactly.
I don't know. There's a lot of women who've been cheated on that stay with their husbands.
I know.
Like Beyonce.
Trust me. I know.
You would stay with your husband?
I don't know.
You love your husband because you cheated?
I would have to like.
Would you leave your husband because you cheated?
Now I would. If he was dumb enough to get caught.
Oh my gosh. I need some milk.
Dumb enough to get caught.
And that's why I'm in line
If you gonna
today.
do it, you better do it good.
How about you just don't do
cheat?
it?
What's cheat?
Because I just kind of feel like everybody.
What's
I
cheat?
don't know.
Even like mentally entertaining somebody else.
Oh
I
my
feel
gosh.
like it's cheating.
Doing something that you wouldn't do.
They got work moves all the time. Women too. My work
Anything
moves.
that-
work.
Anything. Anything that you have to hide, I feel like is considered cheating. If it makes you feel guilty.
Are you comfortable with your husband having a female friend?
Yeah, if he don't want to, if he has to hide that from me, then
Like, can he go by these female friends?
go by them for what?
Like, to hang out?
Are they married?
No.
No.
That's something you want. That's something you
It's
want.
not cheating, but why would you?
I'm asking questions.
I know.
Why would you?
I'm asking.
My question is like, why would you even want to do that?
That's what I'm about to say. Is that something you would
That
even want
means
to
that
do?
something in your home is not fulfilling what you need.
Oh, no. Come on.
It does.
Come on, Brandon.
If you
Brandon,
have to
that's
go
what I mean.
seek it somewhere
I'm
else,
not
that
agreeing
means
with
you're
that
not getting
part,
fulfilled at home.
Mm.
I want my marriage to be where like my husband is excited to come home.
No, I'm saying like your
He's
husband can have female friends.
Yeah, invite him over for dinner.
As long as they not as long as they not like single.
No, they could be single. Invite him over.
What was the single married
I'll
boy
hang
really
out.
matter? I'm really asking. You think that thing matter? The single married boy? You think that like part gonna matter? Or this single boy?
Doesn't matter.
What? A man and a married man and a married woman that matter versus a single.
You want to get married?
I'm just saying. I don't think that.
I don't know. I watch too many movies.
Yeah, you do.
I guess. I don't know.
Would
But
you
no,
allow your
I feel
husband to
like
have
if
male
that's the
friends?
desire
Female
of
friends,
my
friends?
heart, the Lord will give it to me.
I ain't even gonna
I honestly believe that. And you roll your eyes at me.
I did not roll your eyes at you, Courtney. I was
You
like,
did.
oh.
You roll your eyes?
I ain't
Let me
never
see. Oh, you probably do because you paid.
No.
Can we be like completely honest right here?
Yeah.
Like completely honest?
Yeah.
I don't think you're husband material.
I don't think I'm husband material, boy.
Confirmation.
You think you got a epiphany? That was a epiphany?
It is.
If
I was husband material, I would still be married.
No, that doesn't have anything to do with
I'm not
it.
going to ask him. What? I'm not going to ask him.
You know, that's what?
The question. Fuck it.
Oh my gosh.
No, this is real.
Okay, I'm glad you let me know.
Hey, this is the thing. Also side, right? I think when you look at like a husband, right? Like for a man, it's really not. If any man wants to be a husband, he will be a husband. In general, right? Even if you look at like a man find a wife, like if a man is ready to be a husband and wants to be a husband, simply put, he will be a husband. Mm-hmm. If a man is not a husband, it just simply is. He is not ready to be a husband. So in general, it's not an epiphany for me like I'm not ready to be a husband now. I think the difference is between where I was at now and where I was at then is what I base being a husband off then versus what I base it off now. Spiritually, I'm not even grounded enough within myself right now to be a husband. I'm not covered enough to cover a wife for her to cover the kids for me to be a husband. You know what I mean? But see, then, right, when I was a husband, none of those things were even a point, nor focus, nor thought. It was really like, I make the money to be a husband, I lead to be a husband, I tell everybody what to do, everybody's straight, look at the vacations we go on, I'm a husband. And then honestly, because of all those circumstantial things that me feel like I was my own God, right? I didn't think that way then, but when I look back at it, that's what it was, right? And that's kind of even when me and my wife separated, why I allowed the separation to go through. Like a lot of times, like people say, oh, well, she did this, she did. I can think of a million things she done, but I can't look at those things because honestly, simply put, right, when the first is not first and the head is not head, the body, you can't even judge it. You know what I mean? It's almost like saying, man, I don't know why I can't lose weight and you mentally not focusing on your life. You know what I'm saying? You can't lose weight because mentally you're not there. So in general, Courtney, I don't think I am ready to be a husband. But when I am ready to be a husband, now that I'm working on that process, I will be a husband. And I guess that's the difference between like a man's life and I guess a woman's life, even if you think of biblically, whatever way you want to put it. In general, once I'm ready to be a husband, I'll simply be a husband.
All right.
I do want to be a husband, though, but I'm not ready.
So you want to be a husband that cheat?
No.
So when you get to this point, you won't cheat anymore, is what you're saying. So
even with, that's the thing about cheating.
We gotta go to this poetry.
We're gonna finish our conversation. Go ahead. What's the thing about cheating?
All right, so let's think about the thing about cheating, right? Cheating, there are a lot of aspects to what cheating really come from, but honestly, even you think about
anything that you wouldn't do in front of them. So when you have to go back,
no, I'm saying anything I think
you
of.
Want to do stuff that you
way deeper than when you married. So when you marry, even when you like he cheated, I cheated. Like honestly, I think like spiritually, what I feel about it now is like when you cheating in a marriage, you really cheat more so on God, just like you cheating on that person. Yeah. And when you really think about it in that aspect, it's really nothing that person could do that'll make you really cheat because the relationship is way bigger than you and that person. And so in the aspect of saying like, do I want to be a husband that cheat? Nah, spiritually, that's not the way I want to walk with God. So if I don't want to walk with God that way, any woman in my life in general, it'll be right because I'm walking with God right. And I guess that's where it get all back to it. Honestly, even with me in marriage, it really go back to spiritually, where are you? Because spiritually, if you're not really where you need to be, you can't be a husband. There's nothing you can do for a woman if you really not where you're supposed to be. So I'm not where I'm supposed to be. So no matter how great I am, no matter how many bills I could pay, no matter blah, 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 how much sweet should I say, if I ain't that, you can't be a husband. You could be a good mate. You could be a good friend. You could be a good sugar daddy. You could be a good boo. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, spiritually, you're right. You can't be no good husband. You can't have like a husband without God. It just don't even make sense.
So, to wrap that up, I agree with you saying, but I feel like you can't be a good boo either. You can't be a good bae either. Because to honestly get grounded spiritually, it requires a level of isolation. It requires a level of maturity. It requires a level of like really digging into yourself and working on improving. And if you have distractions,
about that isolation, though.
If you have distractions, then you're not really gonna grow. You're not really gonna ever get to that point. If you're not really focused on advancing yourself and becoming this spiritually grounded person. So, to sum this all up, I think this was a great conversation to start it off.
This is the start? Wait, we gotta do it again?
No, like this is the first episode.
So you gonna do this with other people?
Yes.
So who these other people gonna be?
Other people.
Oh.
I don't know. I got some friends coming into town, so
we gotta check this before they come through the door.
Sit on the couch and
these people you know well?
Huh?
These people you know well?
And well enough to be in my house.
That's what I'm trying to say. These people right here look a little strange.
No, they're gonna be friends. But anyway,
shout out, man.
Leave some comments. Like if it's anything that we talked about that y'all want to talk more about, or anything that raised questions, leave it in the comments. Let us know. Share your thoughts. Share your feelings. And I think just because who I am, I want to give some advice at the end. And I think the thing that I took from this is to not be unequally yoked in your relationships. So,
you know, this means in class the kids do this to mean they agree with somebody's statement.
Oh, well.
So this is me saying I agree, Courtney.
Do you agree with that statement? To not be unequally yoked?
I mean, I definitely agree with that. Let's always remember those. No, I'm not about to do that sound. I don't know what that should be.
It means I agree.
It's like the alpha signal.
So, he's a Sigma. So, anyway, don't be unequally yoked. Like, really take time to spend in isolation, to get to know yourself, to grow, to become mature before you enter relationships. So that you do it one time and you do it right.
Other than that, just have boos. I think you can have a boo. You'll be honest about your shit.
If you have a boo that's like helping you grow, not one that's bringing you down.
So you might just have a boo that make you have fun. This Kenneth Chronicles, since I'm on here right now. If they help you have fun, have fun.
That's using people.
No, that's not. Like, let me tell you.
That's how you.
So people, a relationship means that somebody takes and somebody gives. Like, at the end of the day.
It should be like an equal. It should just be somebody taking, and somebody giving. No.
I don't think I have a relationship where I just take and don't give. Do I take from you and don't give? No, it's a real question.
Thank you for tuning in. This is Life with Courtney. Make sure you subscribe. Have a good night. Wait, bye.
See you later.